This is the story of how the United States built the bomb, and when the world entered the nuclear age. Sorry, nuclear, for all the Bush fans watching. This is the first part in a multi-part series where I will be discussing how each country acquired the bomb, of which there are 10. United States, Russia, UK, France, China, Israel, India, South Africa, Pakistan, and North Korea. So without any more delay, because I know you're not here just to look at my gorgeous face and listen to my succulent voice, let's begin with the United States in the Trinity Test. In the late 1800s, scientists were just beginning to understand the invisible world of atoms. Marie Curie, and I'm going to butcher so many goddamn names, discovered radioactivity. Rutherford figured out that atoms had a dense core. And then in 1932, a British physicist named James Chadwick found the neutron, a particle that could slip right into an atom's nucleus and split it apart. Fast forward to 1938, with two German chemists, Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann, accidentally split uranium atoms. They had discovered nuclear fission, the key to making an atomic bomb. And as that news spread through the scientific community, one thing became clear. Whoever first mastered this power would control the world. In 1939, two refugees from Nazi Germany, Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard, wrote a letter to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They warned him that Germany might be building an atomic bomb. Roosevelt didn't hesitate. Quickly, he got the ball rolling for a research program. It wasn't just fear for the Americans, it was survival. Hitler's scientists were brilliant. And if Germany got the bomb first, the war would be over before it even began. If you like alternate history, and no, I'm not sponsored to say this, nobody gives a fuck about me yet, I highly recommend you check out the show Man in the High Castle. It's based off a book series about this what-if scenario if Germany got the bomb first. It's quite a good watch. I recommend. By 1941, the British MAUD Committee, which stands for Military Application of Uranium Detonation, had confirmed that yes, a nuclear bomb is possible. And this was enough for the United States to go all in. And after Pearl Harbor, the American war machine was in full swing. The U.S. Army had created something called the Manhattan Engineering District, a name so boring that it hid the biggest secret in the world. General Leslie Groves, Matt Damon, was put in charge. He handpicked Robert J. Oppenheimer, Cillian Murphy, a quiet chain-smoking genius from Berkeley, to lead the scientific side. Together, they built the most ambitious research project the world has ever seen. Over 130,000 people worked on the project, most of them not even aware of what they were building. Oak Ridge, Tennessee enriched uranium. Hanford, Washington bred plutonium, while the famed Los Alamos, New Mexico designed the bomb itself. So they built towns with massive reactors, endless miles of piping, infrastructure, all just to separate a few pounds of uranium. On December 2nd, 1942, physicist Enrico Fermi, yes, that Fermi, the Fermi's paradox, where the fuck is everybody, was the first to achieve a self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction, and they did it under a stadium in Chicago, which, I'm not a scientist, but that's not the safest place, in my opinion, to do that. This is when the theory became a terrifying reality. This can work. Oppenheimer's team then developed two bombs, one being Little Boy, a uranium gun type, and the other being Fat Man, a plutonium implosion bomb, with Little Boy basically going and Fat Man basically going I think. In the pre-dawn darkness of a New Mexican desert, scientists gathered at a site dubbed Trinity. Now, according to the math, scientists didn't know if it was going to work, or set off a chain reaction that would ignite the entire atmosphere, killing all life on planet Earth. So, not a big deal, which just might be a bigger gamble than me having beans with my dinner before a one-night stand. At 5:29 a.m., the bomb exploded. A blinding flash of light turned night into day, with a fireball that rose 40,000 feet into the air. For reference, Everest is only 29,000 feet. And that was the first nuclear bomb ever detonated. And they get bigger. Way bigger. Instantly, the bomb turned desert sand into glass. Oppenheimer later said he remembered a line from Bhagavad Gita, "And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." And with that, the atomic age had officially begun. By the summer of 1945, Germany was defeated, but Japan had refused to surrender. President Truman, who took office after Roosevelt's death, was faced with a choice: commence an invasion of the Japanese homeland and potentially lose hundreds of thousands of American lives, or drop the big fat boy and little man, with the added benefit of being able to test it on infrastructure and its effects on a civilian population. Which I'm sure it was worth it in the end. Definitely. It wasn't definitely used for research and scientific purposes. At the Potsdam Conference, Truman gave Japan a warning of utter destruction, to which they ignored because, the God Emperor didn't give a fuck. He gave his pilots meth and he welded people in torpedoes. I don't think he gives a damn if a city or two was wiped off the face of the earth. So the order was given. And on August 6th, 1945, a B-29 bomber named the Enola Gay dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima. Beneath the epicenter, everything was vaporized. The city was completely destroyed. Over 70,000 people were killed instantly. And just 3 days later, on August 9th, Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, killing another 40,000 people. And just days later, the God Emperor announced Japan's surrender. World War II was finally over. But humanity had crossed a line, and there was no going back. The United States now held the most powerful weapon in the world. And in 1946, control of nuclear weapons was passed to the Atomic Energy Commission, marking the start of the Cold War nuclear monopoly the United States wished to hold. But that monopoly would not last very long. Soviet spies inside the Manhattan Project, spies like Klaus Fuchs, I know that's not how you pronounce it, I like it, had already leaked blueprints to the damn commies. So the arms race was on. And what began as a wartime experiment became the central fear of the 20th century. The Manhattan Project was more than just science. It was a testament of brilliance and a monument of fear. And I think it all started with a few scientists asking the question, what if we split the atom? And you can bet some of them were also thinking, when will someone hit the button?